Hi, Jules here, and welcome to JulesFM. This episode is a little different. Usually I'm sitting across from someone asking them about moments that changed the direction of their life. But today, I wanted to share one of mine. Over the past year, I've had the privilege of sitting with some extraordinary people. People who've built incredible businesses, won Olympic medals, faced enormous loss, started over, taken risks in all sorts of areas, asked what if, and followed where that question had led them. On the surface, they all lived really different lives. But I've noticed something. The moments that seem to shape us the most aren't usually the big public ones that everyone sees. They're often the really quiet moments, the conversations, the reflections, the things that life teaches us that no one else sees. And somewhere along the way, I realized something. I wasn't just interviewing these people. They were changing me. And their advice and their insights and what they'd learned was teaching me things that I needed to find about myself or that I'd forgotten. When I started JulesFM, I thought I was creating a podcast. And I was. And looking back though, I think I was really searching for what it was that I wanted to contribute, searching for how to make an impact, searching for where my own gifts lie, and for what felt deeply aligned with who I am. Because if you've listened to the show for a while, you'll know that I ask every guest some variation of the same question. What if? What if you trusted yourself? What if you backed yourself? What if more was possible than you thought? And those conversations have been teaching me just as much as they've hopefully been teaching you. And recently, something really clicked for me. Almost 3 years ago, my mum passed away. She was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, and 4 months later, she was gone. Like anyone who's lost someone they love, there are 1,000 things I wish I'd asked. 1,000 conversations I wished we'd had. And yet there were so many that we had, and I felt like, I knew her so well. But strangely, the thing I keep coming back to isn't a conversation at all. It's a window. Every morning, without fail, my mum would slide open the kitchen window. She'd let the fresh air in. She'd listen to the magpies, and then she'd go out and feed them. She had a whole mob of them, actually. But it was just part of her day. And at the time, it just felt completely ordinary and completely normal. Now, though, it feels extraordinary. Because it's funny what stays with you. It's not the big moments. It's the little rituals, the things that quietly become who or a part of who someone is. As I've been listening to all these remarkable people, I realized something. Every one of them carries reflections that only life could have given them. Not because they've lived perfect lives, not because they achieved record-breaking events or things. It was because they lived. They've loved, they've lost, they've failed, they've begun again. And every time I leave one of those conversations, I think someone else needed to hear that. Maybe not everyone, but someone who's sitting where they once sat, someone wondering if they'll ever get through something, someone needing permission to choose a different path or a different career or do something that's more aligned with who they are. Someone needing hope. So, I've spent the last few months working on something that feels like the next natural chapter of JulesFM. And it's called An Open Window. And right now, that's probably all I'm going to tell you. Because some ideas need room to breathe before they're fully introduced. But what I will say is this: it's deeply personal. And it exists because of one woman, my mum. But my hope is that it will eventually belong to many, many more. and why this matters is if Jules FM has been about asking what if, then perhaps this new project is about something else. What if we didn't let life's most meaningful reflections disappear? What if the wisdom people earn through living could contribute helping someone they've never met? What if one woman's reflection became another woman's courage? So, look, I don't know exactly where this project will lead, but I do know this. For the first time in a very long time, something feels completely aligned for me. It feels like all the conversations, all the questions, all the curiosity, all the skills, all the visions, all the experience I've had have all quietly been leading here. So thank you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for coming on this journey with me. And thank you to every guest who's unknowingly helped me find the courage to follow that question that's been waiting for me all along. What if? And I hope that any of these conversations I've had so far have been helping you as well. Until next time, keep asking the question because you just never know where it might lead. And I look forward to sharing this journey with you.